Hey everybody, it's Bob, and I'm back with my playthrough of Final Fantasy V, the 4-job Fiesta. When we last left off, we were right outside these ruins of this city, and now we're going to go play a game of hide and seek with King Tycoon. What is this? The ruined city they were talking about. So as we walk through here, we're going to see King Tycoon appear, and he's going to run around, and we just have to kind of explore the city, and eventually he'll like pop up in different places. He can pop up in 4 different places. You don't have to see them all. It's kind of weird how he pops up. But I know this first one, you kind of go where he goes. Then he runs up to the north there. And so he's going to run up there. And if you step on a certain tile up here in this building, he'll appear. And then he'll run off to the left. And there's another room structure over there. He'll pop up in there. And then he goes up to the north. And then you go around, and you end up back kind of at the beginning, and then he'll appear a final time. But he doesn't necessarily have to appear. As you see, I'll end up getting him with only him appearing twice. So yeah, normally, like he said, if you went on the right square, on the rooms to the right, he would appear over here in this, and then he'd run up to here, and then he'd come searching around here, and there's no rooms around here, but it loops back to the staircase at the beginning, where he appeared at. And then if we head down that, after checking this place out, he'll reappear. He'll like run up the steps, and then we just follow him to there. And that'll end the game of hide and seek. So there he is. Follow him back. And let's go talk with him. Father! And then Faris says, Father too. We'll learn more from that from an optional cutscene that we'll see a little bit later. And he pulls a lever or something, and we fall in a pit trap. Not a very good dad. He's getting nothing for Father's Day. And we end up in this area here. Thankfully, there's no monster encounters here. So, that's why I say you didn't need to use a 10 or anything. So you are my sister. I'm sorry, it was too hard for me to say. And that's why she has the pendant. So, we'll learn why her name is Faris instead of Sarissa much later on in the game. What is this? What is this strange place? By the way, where's Galuf? Hey, now that you mention it, have we been split while we were falling? Galuf can apparently still hear us. He's putting his ear to the wall, looks like, cup in his hand. Okay, you did when you were a kid to try to hear people. At least that's what I heard people do. I don't know, I'm a rat, I have big ears. I'm a Dumbo rat, so I have really big ears. So I can hear really good. And there's Galuf, he appears. Hey, what's the big idea? Sorry. Now this type of structure here, this is going to be kind of what the next big dungeon is going to look like. It's going to be like complicated machinery, so yeah, Final Fantasies always tend to have like that one area that's kind of high-tech. This is kind of the high-tech area in this one. Like in, there's like the Tower of Zot and the Tower of Babel in Final Fantasy IV. In Final Fantasy III you had the Tower of Owen. Final Fantasy II wasn't too... Well, they had the Dreadnought airship. Final Fantasy I had the floating castle in the sky. So there's always like some sci-fi element to it. So, watch out! It looks like we kind of got teleported. If I would have played Final Fantasy IV before, haven't played that yet, but there's a similar thing called Serpent Road. It like teleports like from the left side of the map to the lower right side of the map. So you'll see that. It's reminiscent of the Serpent Road and that little teleportation thing there. And meanwhile, now this don't make any sense. So Sid and Mid fly this black chocobo back to its home. But how are they going to get home now? We should be fine if we return to this forest. Angel, we fulfilled our promise. Luckily though, we are going to rescue them. Phew, that was close. There's probably some sort of teleportation device. It probably broke from lying unused for so long. And you can't get past there, so it's dangerous, so... if you want to go back there, it's just a big explosion, so... More complicated machinery here. And we want to hit this switch here. Push the lever. And that'll open up the door to the north there. And it's going to get this little cutscene here where it creates a hole that Sid and Mid fall down. just so they were lucky that they were there. And lucky that we got teleported near where they are. So, yeah, everything worked out. But yeah, if they didn't have... How would they get out of here? So, they would just be stuck on this island. So here's the free inn we get to get. So, take some Z's here. To the south there, you'll see a little room with 3 treasure chests. You have to do like a little mini quest to get those treasures. And one of the treasures is the mini spell. You gotta do a mini quest to get the mini spell, the final white magic spell that we're missing. So, there's a lever, we push it, yeah, nothing happens. It's no use, huh? I see some writing on the wall. Look at the flowers in the center room. Okay, so go to the center room and you just gotta examine all the flowers down there at the bottom. Just be careful when you come in here so that you don't sleep again, so. Walk around, hit the different flowers, and eventually we'll get someone to tell us. There's a note. Look at the stationery in the room to the right. So we head over to the room on the right. There's like a book, but there's like a letter. We go to the letter because that's like the stationery. Monkeys always look. Calm down, angels. There's a second sheet. Check the pot. So we gotta go over to the room on the left, and there's 2 pots. We gotta check them out. That'll basically be the end of this little quest. I wonder what's up with the monkeys, because there's like a quest involving monkeys and throwing rocks in Final Fantasy VIII. Like a recurring thing. That frog jumps out of the pot, knocks down a bookshelf, go down 6, 4 to the right, and pull. So when we went down before, it only gave us the option to push the lever. Now it says to pull the lever, we pull it, and we get 2 ninja stars and the mini spell, the size spell. So, like I said, throwback to Final Fantasy 3. That's also where the jobs were introduced. We had to do like little mini things to get the toad and the size spell. We don't have to use them to get into any dungeons in this game, at least. It would be neat if they would have did something like that, though. That would have been pretty neat. Now we just come back up here again. We gotta hit this button again. See, the door relocks itself. So hit the button, open it up. Not to worry. You could make a save here. We got a boss coming up, but he's kind of an easy boss. So I'm not gonna worry about it. Angels will be really good with this lightning sword here. Where are we? It's the steam ship. I had sunk to the bottom of the sea. Typo there. I thought it sunk to the bottom of the sea. Then what the heck is that ship over there? Head over to this ship. It's a Final Fantasy staple, the airship. The propellers there. Propellers on a ship. How strange. And right then there's Sid and Mid appear. Sid, Mid. Ouch, where are we? Angels, Lenna, Faris, Galuf. What are you guys doing here? Well, we took the Black Choco back to Crescent Island, but then a hole suddenly opened up and we fell in. So we're underground, under Crescent Island. So that would explain the steamship being here. This is probably a facility built by the ancients. What about a ship with propellers? I don't know. Grandpa might know more about it. Grandpa, where is he? If he knows earlier, he went down those staircases there. So we'll follow him down there. And good thing Sid is good with machines, even ancient machines, and he's well knowledge. He read a lot of books. I gotta read some more books for reading for Wibbly. Some science books. This is amazing. Hey, Sid, we'll talk later. If I do this here... Ooh. Uh-oh, he pushed something right. It works. What is it? We're off. But we ain't really off. We ain't going to get to explore the world just yet. We got that boss battle coming up here. We just gotta talk with Sid and Mid. If Mid would just stay still. Wow, this is awesome. What is it? It must be an airship. I read once about them in an old book once. I can't believe they really exist. And that triggers the boss battle here. Something pulling down the airship. There's a monster down there. So if you didn't sleep at the inn, you want to heal yourself before you do this guy. He is weak to lightning. So we'll be able to finish him off pretty easily with Lenna and Galuf using boosted lightning 2 spells. So we'll switch out their rods on their staff for a thunder rod. boost the lightning damage by 50%. So it's like we're going to be hitting him with 3 lit 2s instead of just 2. And then Angels, because he has that Coral Sword, which is Lightning Elemental, he'll do a lot of damage. He'll do even more than what Lenna and Galuf did. And he takes it out really easily. Victory! And Angels almost maxing the night job. But one more level with that. Of course, the Red Mages have to learn one more level for their job, but both of them are going to require a lot of ability points, so Sid's got to do some tinkering with the airship here. It wasn't damaged badly. We were able to fix it using some parts from the steamship. Sid. I'm tired of hearing thanks. We'll try to find out the location of the Earth Crystal. The sky is yours. Go for it. Now, the game really doesn't tell you where to go here, but I guess kind of infer you were looking for the Earth Crystal, and your party members are going to tell you that, you know, hey, we got to protect the Earth Crystal. Right here, Gal says it. So I guess they just want you to go back to the ancient ruins where the Earth Crystal was apparently supposed to be, and that'll trigger another cutscene. So we just fly to the west and then up a little bit once we hit the land. And there we go. See, the airship can fly over all the mountains because it's really high up there. But once we go by the town, we'll notice that something's going to happen here. The town. It's going to rise from the sand. It's going to be like the floating castle from Final Fantasy 1. Or the floating Tower of Zot from Final Fantasy 4. Or maybe the floating continent from Final Fantasy 3. A lot of throwbacks. It's like a big space station. Like the Death Star. Well, Final Fantasy takes a lot of inspiration from Star Wars. So once that appears, we're going to fly back here. The only problem is the airship's really fast, so sometimes landing on a unique tile like this one might take some time. We might overshoot it or won't be able to line up properly. But once we get here, Sid and Mid will gonna get us know some stuff. We saw it through a telescope. And they had a book on it. The Earth Crystal is inside the flying ruins. The city was kept afloat using the crystal. They knew the crystal was about to shatter, so they landed the city. We must hurry. Somebody has started up the machine. Father? So unlike Final Fantasy 1, it's the Earth Crystal that makes the Sky Castle fly, not the Wind Crystal. How can we get high up into the sky? Sid knows. With this, if we had some of this... Well, what is this? It's called adamantium. If we can get some of that, we can make the ship stronger so we can go higher. And Galuf knows where we can find some. Apparently there's some in the meteorite that he came in. You doubt me? But your memory hasn't recovered completely yet, has it? Well, I'm somehow sure about the adamantium. It's worth a try. We got everything ready here. Come back with the adamantium as soon as you can. Now, Gal said the meteor that he came in. We found him in the meteor by Tycoon. So we're going to fly back to that meteor. And we got another boss battle coming up. It'll be a little harder than the Cray Claw that we fought. But it'll also have an elemental weakness. It'll be ice. So we're going to want to switch out the lightning rods for the ice rods. That'll help us deal the damage. Unfortunately, we don't have an ice sword for Angels. But Angels is going to be more defensive this battle. Because this guy, he's going to remind me of an optional boss we're going to have later on. Another total type boss that hits really, really hard. So he's going to be basically playing defense. So you just head up here. Once you step in front of the door, Galuf remembers there's a button. Sure, it's around here somewhere. It's like Final Fantasy 6. To get into the Nosh Cave. There's a secret button that opens a hole in the wall. Luckily that teleporter doesn't teleport us anywhere. We can go and grab the adamantite. We want to heal ourselves up after grabbing it, because now, like I said, we have the boss battle coming up here. Get ready for ice stuff. So we got another, it's a total boss. We were told that like totals, lizards, stuff like that, they don't like the cold, so ice 2 will be our main form of attack here. Ooh, you can see he hits really, really hard. That's why we're going to have Angel's doing his the guard ability. And Faris is going to be weakened here, but she'll be in critical HP, so Angels will cover in case he decides to attack. Yeah, sometimes he attacks twice. So if he did attack Faris, not a problem because Angels will jump in front, absorb that hit, and take 0 damage because he's using the guard command. And lucky our red mages there in the back, they're protected because they're in the back row, so they only take half damage. So we just have, like I said, Angels continue to remain on guard. And he only has 2,000 hit points, so it ain't gonna take too many spells to finish him off. And like all the other those grass totals, he will drop a total shell afterwards. We'll just sell that for some money. Ooh. And now we got the adamantite. So, but before we take that back to Sid and Mid, we have some optional scene that we can get in Tycoon Castle, and since we're right next to Tycoon Castle, we might as well go there. This scene appears once Faris realizes that she is actually Lenna's sister. So yeah, once we get to this point here, we get the airship, we can head back to Castle Tycoon and see that scene next episode. Take care, bye!